So when I think of global mobility, I think of getting the right people in the right places at the right time. And ultimately, global mobility should be used as a talent strategy to attract and retain diverse talent. So while mobility professionals definitely are the gatekeepers and coordinate a lot of the logistics and make sure that we're staying compliant with immigration and tax and things like that, we're also a strategic partner. So we basically advise and counsel and educate businesses and come up with creative solutions to help businesses manage and meet their goals. And we also empower employees. And the mobility program is empowering employees to advance their career. You will find that in a lot of global companies, global mobility opportunities is important for employees as it relates to their career advancement and growth.
So if I'm telling someone for the very first time, the literal answer is that global mobility is a corporate function that enables employees to move from one location in consideration of immigration regulations, tax laws, employment laws, and personal situations. In practice, though, I feel it means simultaneously being consultants, project managers, program managers, facilitators, administrators, legal experts, continuous service, continuous improvement specialists. We are all of the above because behind the scenes, that's what it takes sometimes to successfully manage the complexity of the cross-border relocation.
So actually, it's about customizing the policies and the program that you have and who are your employee, who are your target employee. So I think it's just the flexibility is the key here.
Global mobility in a corporate setting is coordinating the movement of employees from one country to another, and it requires collaboration from many business stakeholders and external partners, including immigration, tax, relocation, global travel, and even the business themselves when it comes to managers playing an active role. So that's how I would define global mobility on its face. But of course, there's so many soft skills that go along with making this a successful function. I would say empathy, patience, clear and proactive communication with all of the various stakeholders involved, and just managing expectations. So that's really a very key part of making global mobility a success as well.
After all these couple of years have taught us, it's going to continue evolving. Right now, companies are realizing that it's more important to have a strong global mobility approach to their moves. And it's evolving quite different but I think that the jury is still on that, but it's actually really changing.
I'm the Global Mobility Manager, and I support the day-to-day operational activities within my business. So I partner with our business leads, our HR contacts, to be able to identify any international relocations, build relevant support packages, manage the end-to-end operations of their move, support the individuals throughout that move and make sure that they're comfortable. I also work with our various stakeholders internally, such as payroll, corporate tax, employment law, travel, and so on, to make sure that all of the necessary elements are captured for their move. So for me, that's been kind of my main day-to-day activities. I also support our GM leadership team as well, and I take the lead on a number of different projects throughout the program, so compensation season, year-end, tax authorization.
Global mobility is a very human service that helps people to move to other locations. So it's a service, an advice, a guide, a support that someone has when on the difficult transition of moving across countries.
So within global mobility, there's a lot of different options for careers. There's kind of the mobility generalist, who would be similar to an HR generalist, but focus more on mobility specific assignments and working with an expat population of employees. There are also different opportunities within tax and immigration. Depending upon the size of a company, there may be individuals who handle each of the different aspects of mobility, but you'll see with a lot of smaller companies that mobility is kind of an all-inclusive role where you have the ability and opportunity to work in a lot of different areas and become a subject matter expert on all things mobility.
Global mobility policies should always be connected to the talent management policy of an organization, and it always helps to it always helps to have a clear-cut objective in place for any assignment, so that the employees are aware of what needs to be achieved when they are deployed on a particular assignment, and they are fully aware of the objectives. And when a talent management policy is linked to the global mobility policy, I think the talent management techniques can be deployed to ensure right talent has been deployed to a particular job overseas, and if that happens, if the job matches the talent and the skill sets of a particular employee, it is a recipe for success. It is a recipe for achieving the business objectives.
I think I have to personally admit, keeping up with the sheer amount of information that's being thrown at all of us, not only in a professional manner, but just generally speaking in our day-to-day lives now, is almost overwhelming. On a global mobility front, there is, on a positive note, there is circulation of more sharing of information than I probably have ever seen in the last 15 years of being in this industry, which, I applaud you all, well done. Like, it's fantastic to see. At the start of the pandemic, I was a little bit concerned that we all had gone into shock and no one was really sharing. And so now it's really refreshing to see us all, literally passing notes, making recommendations to each other, helping each other up off the floor, and really starting to share that information. It's great from not only from a supportive perspective, but also around re-establishing, I guess, a new best practice, because a lot of the territory that we're all flying in right now is the first for many of our generations. I know that there are many people in this industry who came through the kind of bird flu era. I wasn't in mobility when that happened. And so for me, I try and kind of understand, what was that like? How did you do that? How can we learn from that? And then part of that is around, great ideas being born around technology solutions and mechanisms to support that.